This right here, girl, is an ad. I'm going to need you to get you some of this Just Move Energy supplement so you can have the energy to get your workouts done like I need to get mine done, girl. It is sometimes a struggle and you need a little extra. Plus the protein shakes. I don't have an appetite a lot of the time. Protein shakes really help me after the workout because I do not want to be on the massage table with my stomach growling because that's where I'm going after this, okay? So I get my protein shake done before, boom, I got both of them. I'm ready, okay? I'm getting old. My knees is a problem. Do you see me warming it up? Do you see me trying to stretch it out? That's 35 pounds. I'm squatting 35 pounds. I'm proud. You can get those gloves and other workout gear from TeamLASHAE.com. The link is down below in the description box, girl. Yes. Girl, I have to give it to myself. You look good, girl. You look good. Juvie. I just had to put him in here because he's cute. I'm on my way to the spa, girl. Piece of serenity. My homegirl does not want to be seen, but she does the best massages. I go to her at least once a week for this muscle situation, girl. And she also gave me this massage cream with CBD in it that really helps with my aches and my pain. So get you some. All of this. Get you some 15% off with my Relax Me Bondi code. Okay, girl? Get it. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Now come on in. Now come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
What's going on, girl? I'm back. What's going on, y'all? I'm back. Ooh, okay. So, tomorrow I plan on taping Queen of the Damned for y'all. So, I've been in here listening to the soundtrack because that's like one of my favorite soundtracks. I don't know if y'all be into rock like that. I was just talking to my husband about how back in the day, I feel like music, like in the 90s and the early 2000s, music was so much more integrated. And what I mean by that is like you really would like listen to Shania Twain, Nickelback, Nelly, Erica Badu. Like you would listen to all of those people at the same, in the same era of time, in the same year. You might play songs by all of those same people, all of those different genres of music. And so I just really feel like it's sad that it's not like that anymore because like I used to get into the rock music back in the day, bruh. And I just don't hear anything these days that really moves me like that. But a lot of stuff back in like the 90s, the grunge era of rock, like with the, the girl bands and shit. And specifically the Queen of the Damn soundtrack is like literally one of my favorites. That's another reason why I remember like loving I know y'all hate Jada. I'm just giving y'all a minute to come in. Small talk, please. Indulge me. But like I remember when Jada came out with her rock group, Wicked Wisdom, and I was like, damn, Jada, this is good. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you could get into rock music, for me, I feel like if I like your rock music, it's good. You know what I'm saying? We've had these conversations before, y'all. About the rock artists that we love. And Jada's Wicked Wisdom group was so dope. Like I have songs on my iTunes to this day. From Jada's album, that first Wicked Wisdom album they did. And then to see Willow has the same type of energy that Jada had in her rock group. And I think that's so dope. You know what I mean? Um, Mostly single women and men have an issue. You know why? Because a lot of them don't understand. Well, first of all, men don't like women that go against what they want you to believe, which is that we're so different and we require, different shit. Women don't want to, have sex with other people. Women don't need to be with other people. All they want to do is be wives and mothers. And it's like the lies. Men are physical people. They need something different. You know what I'm saying? So we should allow them that and forgive them. Women shouldn't get that allowance. Only men should get that. That's how men want people to think. And here comes Jada and Will in their open marriage, with Will having all types of women over the years, and we know it. And then Jada get one dude that y'all find out about, and everybody loses their damn mind. And now she's a narcissist and the worst person y'all have ever seen in life. And I think it's because people don't understand like what they're doing in their marriage. It makes them uncomfortable. But a lot of people who have been in long-term relationships or marriages for real, if you know you're not trying to break up with that person, but there are things you need that you don't want to live without just because you're married to the person, if y'all can both agree on those things, that's usually how marriages where people don't agree to that work out anyway. They're just really honest about it. And everybody loses their mind because they feel like Jada should have lost Will. That's why everybody keeps saying he should leave her, he should leave her, he should leave her, because she doesn't get to go and fuck on some young big dick, dude, and then still have her millionaire, fine ass, successful husband. No, she doesn't get to do that. She's a woman. How dare she? How dare she have equal standing in her marriage? That shit is literally between those two people, and everybody be so upset about it. I don't understand it. I don't understand people being upset about what goes on in other people's marriages. I don't. If it is not hurting anybody, especially if it's not harming the children, if the children are fine, or if there are no children, then I just kind of feel like people should just mind their business. I feel like people should mind their business. Yeah, single women sometimes have certain ideals about marriage because they haven't been in it yet. And they really want it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I do. And men are trying to protect their bullshit, their double standard bullshit. Yeah, she manipulates him. She tells him what to do. She makes him feel bad. Will is a master of the universe that got on stage in a public forum at the Oscars and smacked the shit out of another grown ass man, walked back down the stairs and sat in his seat and dared y'all to do something. And really nobody did anything. I'm sorry. That's not somebody that's being ruled by their little 4'11" wife. Like, that's another thing that people kill me with. Like, just so let's act as if Jada had some type of like, really demeaning, engagement with her husband. She talked to him bad. She was so disrespectful to him. Will is like twice her size. Why would he not be tossing her ass out the door and going on about his weight if that was it? You know what I'm saying? So like, I find it funny the way, you know what I'm saying? People look at their relationship, and I really feel like it's because of the fact that she gets to do what she wants to do and keep the epitome of Black excellence as a husband. And people don't like that. She's not supposed to be able to do that. That's how they feel. And I just kind of feel like unless you have been with someone for a very long time and you know what it's like to go through those ups and downs with them, to be totally in love with them, and then other moments feel like, what the fuck am I even here for? Like, if you haven't been in a relationship long enough to have those ups and downs, I really don't feel like you should comment on that. And I also feel like people who have old school ideals of marriage, often negate how women have been silenced and kind of tortured in marriages. And as long as they've stayed together for a long time, that's all anybody cares about. Not the fact that, grandma got her ass beat a lot of the time, grandma got cheated on a lot of the time, they wasn't still sleeping in the bed by the time it was all said and done. Show me the old marriage where the two people are still fucking every now and again when they physically able to. Those are the old couples I want to talk to. Jonah Shackleford, thank you for the super chat. I actually like this season of Married to Medicine. It was the best one they've had in the past 2 or 3 years. Okay. I think it was okay. But they honestly have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. She said she cried for a long time. She didn't really care what made her happy. Now she's doing what makes her happy, and it's a problem. Yeah, then that's my thing. I'm like, when people say things, and we about to get into Married to Medicine, y'all like the video. I'm trying to give people a chance to get in here because, when I put the link up later, y'all, YouTube takes a longer time sending notifications. So when y'all hear me in here shooting the shit a lot of times at the beginning of the live, it's really because I'm trying to give people a chance to come into the room. So please, bear with me. So like the video, y'all, and that pushes notifications and lets other people know we here on YouTube. So because they'll not put it up there, girl. They'll not put it up there. So like the video, y'all. Also, are y'all following my Facebook? I'm also live on my Facebook. Follow Facebook, y'all. They send out quicker notifications as well over there on Facebook. So make sure y'all are on Facebook as well if you are on Facebook. Okay. What were we saying? I had no idea what's going on. Yes. I feel like nobody knows what those people's day-to-day relationship is really like. And I don't think we've ever seen enough of them in order to assume that Jada is this terrible person and Will is just staying for what? Their kids are grown. I like to remind everybody of that. Jada and Will's kids are grown. And I believe that they were really in love with each other for a nice long time. I really do. And I think it's the reason why Jada allowed for so much to happen in their relationship. I just saw that they talked about Sharice again and how Sharice and Will go on vacations together by themselves, and we all know that Will didn't leave Sharice. Sharice left Will. Will was still very much in love with her. And Jada, I think, said something about coming into the relationship or coming into the shit too soon before he had healed from that and allowing them, space to be around each other and all of that. I'm like, people could, I feel like, I don't know how the fuck I would feel about that. But to me, it sounded like Jada was saying she was allowing a lot of shit to take place so that Will would be happy at the beginning of this marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jada looks like she was doing a lot to make sure that Will got everything he needed. I feel like she gave up her career on some level. She was still working, but it wasn't the same as how she was like nearly in every fucking movie in every black movie that came out between like 94 and 99, 2000. Like, I feel like Jada was in so many movies. If you go look at her resume, Jada was working her ass off. Her and Will got married in 1999, I believe. And that is when Jada's career slowed down. Like, to me, it really showed how much she sacrificed for their relationship at the beginning. And now they found a space in which they can, get what they need without sacrificing their marriage, which honestly, I feel like must be the best fucking feeling. Like, it must be the best feeling to be able to, do whatever the fuck you want to do without having to worry about, your main thing like dissipating or being damaged in some way because you need something else, because your partner can't be everything for you. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of feel like it's really a more realistic way of looking at a marriage that's going to last forever. You know what I'm saying? So, and it doesn't work for everybody, and it shouldn't work for everybody. But essentially, I don't think anybody should be upset about what them people do in their situation if they're happy and it works for them after being together all this time. You know, it was weird, right? Jada was so that girl. It was so weird the way she went from being like, you know, most looked up to, most envied, you know, most sought after, you know, of black women, and in the way people have now like um maligned her character after she has been like pro black people, pro black woman for all of these years. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I just don't understand why he has to be a weak man because there was a strong woman in the picture. That's another thing that's weird as fuck. Like, that's the opposite. Usually, when there's strong women that thrive, like the man usually is also strong, like mentally, emotionally, and not gonna be punked by other men. You know what I'm saying? Side note, August is on the Surreal Life. I saw that. He sporadically talked about the entanglement. He's an interesting guy. I can see the connection. Yeah, I want to watch that. Yeah, the Surreal Life is actually good. Okay, what where did the Surreal Life come on, y'all? Like, tell me when, because I saw the advertisement for it, but I wasn't really paying attention. But I want to see it. I love Jada and Will. People are just weird. They are. I think it's an envious thing, and they need to find a reason to be envious. They need to find a reason to make the envy okay. VH1 after Love and Hip Hop. Oh, okay. So just one episode came on. Okay, just one. Okay, all right, cool. No, if it was, y'all say it's good, I'll add it to Ratchet Reality if it was good enough. Okay, yeah. Girl, these lives might have to start being members only if people are gonna be playing with me in my comments. It was 2 hour, girl. Two. Oh, it was two. Okay, I'm gonna say 2 hours. It's into an interview with Ebony K. Williams. She said she had to walk out of a show because Chris Rock was up there. I saw that. I saw. I mean, I told y'all. I've been telling y'all for years that I've noticed Chris Rock's pattern. It was good enough. Okay. Please do. Tamar and Robyn too. I forgot about what she said. I'm not sleeping in the bed with you. Yeah, I gotta see that. I gotta see that. All right, y'all. With that being said, let's go ahead and finally get into Married to Medicine because it was good. Okay, they got 337 of y'all in the room. Please like the video. So just for a close up, okay, of the looks. I feel like I already talked about the looks. I feel like I already gave y'all how I saw their looks, but I literally feel like they're lined up in order from best to worst, if you ask me. I do feel like, you know, I'm gonna say this. Every woman here is beautiful. Every woman here looks beautiful. I just want to say that because I feel like, you know, we can critique looks without the assumption that the women aren't still very beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And very attractive women, all of them. But I'm going to have to go ahead and tell y'all Anil is number one. She is. She looks amazing. Her tan is working for her. Quad. Quad always looks amazing. Sometimes it's like she could have hit harder. Or it could, you know, like I feel like because Quad is so on it all the time, we low-key devalue how on it she is. Because she looks really good. Hair, makeup, breast, dress. I like it all. Heavenly. Heavenly looks very beautiful. I like her hair. Looks like she got some good Botox. Her makeup was done good. And the dress was beautiful, but the dress was given, you know, it was given mother of the bride. It was given mother of the bride. Mother of the bride. And I feel like I know that Dr. Heavenly is older. I'm aware, but I feel like her personality is so youthful. I would love for her to have cleave. And cleave we can see. I would like, I would love, I would so love for there to be cleave, Dr. Heavenly. You go and get your face all baby smooth and you're covering up the cha-chas like we're going to church. So, I mean, I just feel like she always has a way of making herself look like a grandma, and she ain't even a grandma yet. Rashawn, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Bondy. I love your content and perspective on different topics. You make me laugh 1 minute and self-reflect the next. Thank you for your content. Thank you, love. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Dr. Jackie, as gaunt as Dr. Jackie is, Dr. Jackie, there's nothing wrong with eating meat every now and again. Girl, I know. A steak every now and again will not kill you, Dr. Jackie. It won't. It really, really won't. I feel like you have the funds to get the really good meat, really, really good meat. No, nothing wrong with it, nothing added. You know what I'm saying? Because she looks gaunt, and I feel like it's unnecessary for her, because I know how she is about her diet. She's super duper particular about everything that she eats. And I feel like she has some room there on her chest to gain just a little, just a little, just a little. Thank you so much, Alsophilia Rhodes, for the super sticker. Thank you. But she still looks beautiful. I feel like this dress, especially when Dr. Jackie was standing alone and was able to pose in this dress, I think it looks beautiful on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, really do. Listen, I love the vegan girls. I love the vegetarian girls. I love the pescatarian girls. I want y'all to eat what's best for y'all body. Because I know some people that really thrive not eating any meat. Okay, shout out to Kiara LaShae. But at the same time, it feels like you exclude way too much from your diet. You know, that's all. Simone looks very, very cute to me. She looks adorable. I love the dress. I know she loves to have her legs out. Her shoes and her toes look cute. Her hair and her makeup is beautiful. Simone looks really, really cute. I love it. She's not the most, it's giving slightly off the rack, but it's so nice it doesn't even matter. Toya, my Toya is bad as you are, girl. And I'm talking about, y'all know, like, Toya's Miss Thick. When Toya is posing and not smiling, she's a baddie, because when she smiles, it gives old lady in the face. And not to say you look like an old lady, but your smile looks like it's hard. It's hard to smile. It looks like you don't want to smile. It looks like your face isn't comfortable smiling sometimes, Toya, especially in pictures. I want you to learn how to relax your smile a little bit, because it gives stressed sometimes when you smile. A little scary there. So just, relax the face a bit when you smile. Because besides that, Toya is a total baddie. Okay? Like, she is pretty. She has a very voluptuous and shapely body. So I don't know why this was chosen for her. I don't know why she chose this for herself. It stops at the neck for me. Because essentially, you got tig old bitties, Toya. You got tig old bitties. Having them tig old bitties just sitting there like that with no cleave to show for it, only side boob, with them being that size, then also with the oversized skirt, when we know you little, no. Just know to all of it, Toya, I don't know why you did this. You could have done so much better. You have a beautiful body. There are so many choices that would have been like best look for Toya, especially after this season's photo. This season's cast photo, Toya ate. So to get to the reunion and give us this, I was just like, why, Toya? I'm so disappointed. And then Contessa. Contessa. Contessa is another one that could have done better. Contessa, I saw the girl who does these ponytails. And I'm going to tell you, the girl who does these ponytails is cute. It's cute. It is real cute. However, I think Contessa tends to give country ghetto girl sometimes. For lack of a better term. But if you know a country ghetto girl, they like sometimes to overdo it, but it's not done well. They overdo and it's not done well. It has a lack of consistency. And that's what this gives. This hairstyle with those shoulders, with the belt. I mean, the only saving grace is that Contessa herself is just beautiful. She has a beautiful face and her body is beautiful. So essentially, when you look that good, you really can't look as bad as most. You're just not. You're not going to look as bad as most. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I feel like she is mixing so many different styles in this look. I don't even know. Like, it feels like 90s for the hair. It feels like maybe 80s, early 90s at the top. And then it's giving sophisticated at the bottom. I feel like I see what it might have been trying to do. But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. I feel like sometimes Contessa wants to be slightly androgynous with the way she dresses, and to offset that, she overgirls it. Because if she would have worn like a silk shirt like she has on, open like that, but with regular sleeves, it probably would have given a little androgynous on her body type, but it would have still been sexy. Like, I probably would have done the belt, you know what I'm saying, too. And that's that bottom part. I like the bottom part, but the shoulders are terrible. A regular silk shirt with regular sleeves probably would have been better. But she probably would have thought that wasn't girly enough. So she needed y'all to puff out the fucking sleeves. Girl. And like I said, the ponytail, it is, I think it's extravagant. And I think, at like a different event, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And it's not what she should have done for this. Contessa should have had like some flowy hair. I would have appreciated a look similar to Simone and Quad. You know what I'm saying? I would have appreciated something a little softer. Child, now that I'm done. Child, I'm done. I feel like I get a look. Bitch, if you didn't like that assessment of those clothes, I don't know what to tell you, girl. I don't know why the computer has been acting so weird lately with not updating my notes. It's giving you want to make me mad. It's giving you want to make me mad. Okay, so I'm just gonna have these notes right here. Okay, let's go ahead. Simone says she thinks today is gonna be a knockdown, drag out of a day as she walks up. Quad says, for everything that every girl has said about me today, the record will be straight. Okay, like. Yo, when I tell you I had to rewind that shit over and over again because I kept laughing at her walking up. I said, they told, like, somebody, Quad said, no, stand right there. I'm going to walk up and say it. Okay. And then she had her hands in her pockets for everything that every girl has said about me. The record will be set straight today. Okay. I was like, bitch, you better be over dramatic right now. I loved it. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I really did love that moment. Andy goes to check on Heavenly, Simone, and Jackie in one trailer. Contessa Toya and where was it? Neela. We were quiet. I ain't see them, but I did see Jackie, Simone, and Heavenly in one. Apparently, an hour before, Contessa came into the trailer that they were in and tried to fight Heavenly. And Simone was like, "Can y'all please get Contessa off the bus, please? Can y'all get her off, please?" Simone, I thought that was your friend. I don't know what Contessa was on, but I'm tired of you with the bullying shit. Like, because that's what you're doing with that physical shit. You know, you could beat everybody ass on this show. And I think, you came there on one, and I want you to chill out. Like, I want Contessa to chill out. They did fight. Did they fight? Y'all, I didn't get it. I didn't see Heavenly's review. I didn't even see Heavenly put up a review. I know she was supposed to do something with DJ Richie Sky, but I missed it. I know somebody commented on Twitter and said that apparently Contessa hit Anila. I don't know if they fought, but I know somebody said that Contessa hit Anila. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm leaning toward it not being true, but she definitely ran up on they showed us the footage of her running up on them people's trailer looking for somebody. I'm not saying this. It may have been a thought. I'm not saying that. It may have been a thought. Maybe not, like maybe Adderall. Maybe really good coffee. I don't know. But it's definitely given, why are you on this level this early in the morning? I know it had to be like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, what is going on? What is the energy about? Heavenly said Contessa hit Anila because Anila ran up and Contessa and said she didn't set up the robbery. Wait, Anila ran up on Contessa? That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I've seen all of Candy's Instagrams recently. I have. How many times Anila get hit? That's what I want to know, because she looked fine. You must ain't hit her that hard. The way they're editing this show is super annoying. Like, we shouldn't be asking all of these questions if it was filmed. Show it. Right. Okay, Heavenly said that. She's bodybuilding now. She must have lifted some weights before she came and got pumped up from that. I don't remember hearing Heavenly say they fought. She was scared to death the whole review. She was telling how it happened. Contessa was yelling, "Don't bring up my kids." I think she was trying to make sure Heavenly doesn't bring up her, including her daughter, in that argument. Oh, and I hope Heavenly still do it. Listen, if there's a time to not give a fuck about, your friends and how they feel, this is the time. I'm gonna just go ahead and for now let that be whatever it was. I don't know if they fought. I don't know if anybody got hit. I don't know. But Contessa's energy is giving extremely aggressive at 6 o'clock in the morning. So let's go ahead and keep going. All right. So Heavenly was like, I'm traumatized. Okay. And Andy with a condescending tone, "Oh, you're traumatized?" And she was like, "You know what, Andy, you're not gonna believe me anyway." And I'm not gonna lie, in that moment, like, there are some times when I can absolutely feel a person's emotions before, during, and then they say something and I'm like, "Yep, that was a moment for me." I was like, yeah, he absolutely would not believe that Heavenly, felt traumatized by Contessa running up on her. Okay, but she probably did, because it's like, bitch, what is you running up on me for? Andy asked Toya about her being so hard on Eugene, and she says, "Listen, that's my husband. Worry about my husband. I worry about my husband. Y'all worry about the husbands y'all got. And if y'all ain't got one, you ain't got nothing to say." And Quad says she is ready to check their asses out at the cash register. She got the receipts. Okay. So we have some small talk at the beginning of the reunion show that I really just didn't care about. So I'm ignoring that. And then Contessa is ready to go 13 rounds. I said, Contessa, we can tell. Contessa, we can tell, girl. We're here. We see the energy you're on right now. The leg is crossed, but the energy is on one. Quads, okay, this season, Quad came through with a nephew and a mama in a brand new 14,000 square foot home, and you hoes were hating the entire time. Quad says she will forego her relationship with Heavenly if she continues to disrespect her. Okay, that was a huge moment, and Heavenly's gonna apologize, but y'all know she's just gonna do it again. They ask her about Mason, if Mason likes taping, how he feels about it. She says Mason does like taping, but he doesn't watch the show because it is inappropriate for him to watch at 7 years old. And I agree. They ask if it has been challenging, if anything specifically has been challenging for her now having a family. And she says, nothing is ever challenging for me because I can always adapt to anything. I said, all right, bitch. Listen, I wasn't mad at her for saying that because I feel like once you've gone through the divorce and the having to fend for yourself financially and all of that, and then still coming out on top, um, regardless to how much Quad bigs herself up constantly for no reason, I still feel like, yeah, no, I think that's the truth, though. I think that she may not be able to take what she dishes out to people sometimes. That's one thing. Y'all got her on that one. She can dish it, but she can't take it. But I will say, I feel like that lady will absolutely probably always take care of herself, always have a nice life. She will probably always be able to figure her shit out. And I think that's most Black women. I think that's a lot of smart, intelligent Black women, and not even all the time smart and intelligent. Sometimes just, scratching and surviving good times will give you the skills you need to get by, you know. Uh yeah. Ooh, y'all saying a lot of things in these comments, child. Let me keep going. Um Quad also has her receipts that she paid for her house, okay? Fully furnished by herself, okay? They asked Toya of what she thinks of Quad's house, and she was like, I don't really look at people's houses the way they look at mine. That's what they do. That's not what I do. Quad says, well, when I did walk in, your last home before you sold it, I said it was beautiful. I said the shade. Toya says, and then you said me and Eugene stole to get it. Okay. So yeah, you called it beautiful, but then you said we stole. You've been a hater, bitch. You've been a hater all your life. I was just like, Lord, okay, they are going at each other's necks. And honestly, I'm enjoying it. Quad says, I'm what you wanna be. Okay, I'm what you wanna be, all right? And what you will never be. You will never be. She really be like all into it and everything. Toya says no one pats Quad on the back as much as she pats her damn self on the back. Quad says that she disrespects her husband, telling him to shut up and eat biscuits and saying that his penis is small. Remind us again, because we forgot. Girl, Lord have mercy. Makai, thank you for the super chat. Quad is college educated, and let's not act like this show doesn't pay very well. Saving money is key. Toya is proof money management is key. Okay. Agreed. Thank you, Makai, girl. I agree. Let's see. Toya says that Quad wishes that she had a man like Eugene. She wishes she had stability. Quad said, I am stability. Okay, I am stability. I said, yes, girl, be your own stability. Okay, that's what I'm on. Be your own stability, girl. All right. Toya brings out her checks for Andy to read on paper. Everybody has their receipts today. Okay. Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. Yo, okay, bitch. Usher, my way. Look, it could be everybody out this motherfucker. Okay, what I see goes. I'm in control. All right. Andy was sitting up there reading them checks for $7,000, for $6,000. Quad said $6,000. Girl, and Toya was like, monthly, bitch. Monthly. And I'm just like, oh God. Quad says you might as well get a double wide in a mobile home because you stay on the move. I said, oh my God. That might have been pre-written, but bitch, it was hilarious. In fact, it feels like the truth. Here's the thing. Here's the thing for me. I'm gonna need for Toya to stop feeling a way about people pointing out that she moves every season, because she does. You put your name in the foundation of that last house and then you sold it because all of a sudden it became too small when you built it from the ground up, bitch. What? It don't make sense, Toya. It don't make sense. No, when she was talking about how much money she was making, I was like, yeah, no, absolutely. Toya is making money off being able to post. Absolutely. Instagram, I mean, these people have millions of people watching them every week. Of course, people are going to pay top dollar for advertising with them. They have so many eyes on them. Of course. And even with the Anila situation, talking about, I'm just trying to understand the metrics of it. Okay, so let me explain it to you. This is Married to Medicine. This is a show that will be viewed by what? At least 1 million people every Sunday, as well as these people having their own social media platforms of 100,000 or more people, correct? Let's think about how much money it would cost for them to like do a commercial in the area. Instead, you get a housewife, you give her the furniture that would have been in a showroom that you may not want to have people coming into because of COVID. Let's remember the time frame we're in here. Okay. So if you have, less people coming into stores, but they're on social media and they watch television, it probably makes sense to put money into people who have a lot of followers on social media, having your furniture and then paying them, because essentially it's like a commercial that gets to play over and over again that they don't have to continuously pay for it like that. They give you a lump sum, they give you the furniture, and you have a contract that says you're going to adequately showcase the furniture to their liking. It absolutely makes sense, especially if you think about the way like local commercials used to run. Like it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. So I don't understand why anybody is confused about that. I just think y'all want to make people seem as if they are less than they are. I don't know what that serves, to make it seem as if Anila is lying about the amount of money she's making vlogging. Caroline Stansberry on Real Housewives of Dubai explained to y'all it's not the amount of followers. Sometimes it's who the followers are. Because you can have a nice little sum of followers that's going to spend some money versus having millions and millions of followers of teenagers that ain't going to spend a motherfucking dime. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. Yep, they got mad. Not Anila's explanations hella sus. Nah, Anila ain't being honest on that one, Bondi. Her followers is too small to get what she say she getting. Okay. Okay. If you say so. I mean, Anila said she got the furniture. So what's the point in lying about that when her husband has money? What's the point? What's the point of lying about that? So Anila has 101,000 subscribers, and her house is showcased on Bravo on Sunday nights. Like, it's not $500,000 worth of furniture from the same place. It's $500,000 worth of product from different places. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, it's not just about the followers. It's also that they're on Bravo. And that's what I'm saying. It's like a commercial. Like, if you think about how often we see Anila's kitchen and her dining room, Like we see Anila's house often. We honestly see Anila's house, I feel like, more than we've seen anybody else's house. If you think about it, Anila's storyline and everything she had going on centered around her house. We saw more of her house than we saw of Toya's house. Like it does make sense, you guys. Not y'all telling a YouTuber how sponsorship and advertising. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna ask the person if they did this for a living because maybe they know something that I don't know. But I'm looking at how much money a lot of us make just doing YouTube, like on advertisement, free product. Like I can't imagine being on Bravo. Come on. So yeah, I don't know why we arguing about that. What else is going on? They asked Heavenly, wait, why don't we see Quad's love life? She says she's not going to rush herself into marriage. Somebody says because it's a married man. They asked Heavenly about her love life, and Heavenly says that um she doesn't know a lot about Quad's love life because Quad don't tell you because she know you gonna tell everybody. Anila says she talked to me about it. And Toya says, yes, and Toya said, who married men? Quad says, you keep saying that. What's up with you? You keep saying that. What's up with you? Okay. Quad names the person, but they bleeped it out, who she paid to do the construction on her home. She said, I paid this person $150,000 to build my home. She says, I am not sleeping with him. Okay. And I'm not sleeping with a man and paying him at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. And I said, I know that's right. And then she said she took trips with his wife, and she was like, because we're friends. Toya says, how can she prove that? Quad brings her polygraph test out. I don't know if I put it. Yeah. Hold up. Quad brings out her polygraph test. No deception was indicated. That Miss Webb, she was being honest. It's not admissible in court, but some believe Quad. I believe that Quad may have been with another man in a situation. Okay. Um, who's lying? Who's lying? Who's lying? I missed it. If y'all are still talking about Anila, I'm not gonna keep arguing with y'all about that. I don't see the point of lying about that, honestly. Like it's just furniture. She's not saying it's paying any bills. She comes from money, he comes from money. I don't see the point of lying about that. When essentially she can afford to buy it also. So again, what's the point of lying? Like she was on a whole first season. And those same people who don't believe her live a luxury lifestyle off YouTube with less visibility than Neela being on TV. So that's what I'm like. I don't know. I don't see there's any reason for her to lie about that. Like I just don't. I think Anila husband is messing with someone, and the person that he's messing with is getting people to rob him. I don't know, but to get robbed twice seems fishy. It does seem fishy, but I don't know if that is a fishy reflection on them. Or is it a something that you would think about somebody that's around them, somebody that works for them that they just don't know, you know? I'm confused. If the contractor is married, why would he make up a rumor about cheating on his wife? She's suing him, but his wife blocked her. It's too many questions. Who's suing him? I didn't hear anybody suing him, girl. What? Let me continue on with what they said on the show because I can't argue with y'all about stuff in the comments that I don't know about, girl. Simone says that she never said a name or that he was married. Simone just said that there was a rumor that she was messing with one of her contractors. I don't know where it came from that it was a married. Oh, no. It was because Heavenly said a married man. And then everybody kind of put those two things together. Heavenly was joking about the marriage thing. She doesn't think that she's sleeping with a married man no more than she believes Toya is sleeping with her neighbor. I said, Heavenly. So is Toya not sleeping with a neighbor and she's sleeping with somebody else? Is that what we're to believe? Because I want to know who really thinks that Toya isn't sleeping with somebody else. Who really thinks that? I'm just saying, like, Toya says too much shit up out of her own mouth that makes me feel like she's sleeping with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I think they both, yes, they both do. Oh, so you think Eugene and Toya is, sleeping outside the marriage? I think Toya is miserable about her marriage. That's probably why she's taking all her anger out on people. I believe that too. Simone got that information from an ex-friend of Quad. She also knows a contractor. Yes, I heard about that. The cash register comment was disgusting. I don't see how anyone can call Heavenly a friend. She only cares about daddy and the kids' feelings. This is true. Toya been faking playing tennis last season to go see the other man. Okay, because she wasn't, she didn't look like she was losing no weight. And I'm not shading her, but she just looked like she the same size. The real question is, who think Eugene don't know and don't care? I feel like he don't care. I feel like he don't care. I feel like he gets out of it what he needs to get out of it. I really feel like they probably have more of an understanding than people know. We're gonna get to Contessa in a minute. Heavenly says that she was joking, but Quad is like, you can't keep apologizing and then doing it all over again. Contessa says, that's what I said. And Quad says, listen, can I have a moment with Heavenly, please, Contessa? Bitch, it's not about you. This is not your segment. Heavenly says Toya is married, and there's a difference between saying that a single woman is sleeping with a married man versus saying that a married woman is cheating on her husband when her husband is a part of the group. I think everybody understands what Heavenly is saying, which is that I don't give a fuck about them people. I give a fuck about the people in this group. And I think that it's fucked up to try to ruin anybody's family dynamic in this group. But saying that Quad, sleeps around a lot or is sleeping with a married man doesn't harm anybody in this group, except for Quad. But she don't really care. Contessa starts talking about how she knows the contractor's wife and that she has a beautiful family, and she says that she blocked Quad because she doesn't want her name a part of this messy ass show. I'm like, Contessa, are you gonna come back next season for this messy ass show? Because you're on it. You're on it, girl. You're a part of the cast. You've been a part of the cast. You make it messy. I don't know why you think that, you should be able to tell all your business and fight people and think you can, keep yourself on the outskirts of mess. Girl, go to hell. Go to hell, Contessa, girl. I came with you. I cannot with you. And guess what? I won't. Quad says, please stop acting like an African-American woman can't have something without laying down on her back. Simone says, I'm a doctor and on this show too, but I know about the bills, the HVAC and repairs on the house. And I've been in mine for 30 years and I'm not leaving to keep up with nobody. And it's like, that's not the point though, Simone. Nobody asked you to leave your house, Simone. And to be very clear, you have 2 sons in college and a husband. You probably do spend more than Quad, who just had herself for a while and was making good money. She probably invested well. She probably, invested her money well. And then she has other jobs on social media because she has been on this show for seasons. She is a public figure. She probably makes really good money from her social media presence and being on this show as well. Quad is always the girl about town. So let's not, act like Quad is somebody that you don't see making moves out here as far as being seen and being on this show. And, she's working a little bit. Let's not do her like that. And she did have a home, I believe, a few seasons. She had a townhouse, right? She had a townhouse. So I don't understand why everybody feels like, oh, she published a cookbook too. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I don't understand why people believe that she can't get a mortgage for a $2 million house. Yeah, I don't understand why why y'all would feel like that. I feel like she probably absolutely can go into a bank with her good credit and getting the amount of money she's getting and with her portfolio, and people will believe she can pay a $2 million mortgage on a house. She's had homes before. Like, I don't know. I don't like the fact that Simone is a part of that. That saying, that line of questioning of how Quad is getting her money, as if Quad, what is the assumption that y'all are trying to make? Is Quad supposed to be prostituting herself in order to live? Like, word? Is that what we are to believe? Is that the way to make a single woman who's beautiful and, financially stable? Is that the way to make us feel like, it's a bad look to be a single woman past 30? Like, is that a way to make us feel bad about that? I'm wondering. Like, I low key feel like y'all don't want Quad on the show, and y'all like to make her seem as if she's some prostitute because she doesn't need a man to be on the same stage as you. And I think a lot of these women like to see themselves as better than somebody. First, they want to see themselves better than the women who aren't doctors and are only married to medicine, as the show says. Because they do that. They put all the doctors, put the women who aren't doctors on a lower level than themselves. Then on top of that, you got Quad, who's now no longer married to medicine. Now she shouldn't even be on the show, even though she has organic relationships with a lot of people on the show. Apparently, she and Simone have had conversations behind the scenes that we have not seen. We haven't seen many conversations on camera or, alone between Simone and Quad, but it seems as if they have, some mutual friends, girl. you know and Quad is valuable on the show because Quad brings the extra. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I just feel like, yeah, they don't want her on the show because she is divorced. And I don't think it's fair either, because Real Housewives is a show about real housewives, and most of them are not housewives. Why are y'all trying to take somebody's check away unnecessarily? I think it's because on some level, those married women hate on her for being successful, not being a doctor, and not still being married to a man that she isn't happy with. I think there's a little envy of the freedom that she must feel being able to go about her life as she sees fit at this point. Simone, you talk about your marriage like it is, the bane of your existence. Like you there, but you don't want to be there. All these jokes about not wanting to have sex, wanting to be away from your husband. Like, when you say shit like that, it makes people feel like that's exactly how you feel. You may love him. Of course you love him. Y'all been together for 30 years. Y'all got children together. It doesn't mean that you're happy in your relationship at this point. That's not what that means. And everybody's getting older, and you're gonna feel like you wasted years staying in marriages that you weren't happy in just so you could save face. So no, you don't want the woman on the cast that is no longer married and living her best free life. No, y'all don't want her on the cast. Y'all want the rest of the bitches to be miserable just like y'all. Just my just my feelings. And yes, it is absolutely giving Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because that's one of the reasons why they hate Mel so much. Because everybody was expecting Mel to crumble, and she didn't. Say what you want to say. People don't want women to see, like, that's why they want you to believe that when after women get, a certain age and they not married, they're miserable. When really all of your aunties that's not married, they got nice jobs, go on vacations all the goddamn time. When I tell you, on my side of the family and on Lyric's side of the family, there are a couple of aunties that make good money. And when I tell you, them ladies seem like they enjoy the shit out their lives, they always on somebody's trip, taking group trips, going out of town, always on somebody's beach, always with a drink in a cute little cut in a bathing suit. You know what I'm saying? Like I see so many, older women that absolutely enjoy lives without being in marriages. And I think women who are older and unhappy in marriages like to make those women look like they're unhappy too. Exactly. And those are the youthful ones because they haven't been deprived of their life force. Right. They ain't walking around like some of y'all heifers on this show. Okay. But anyway, moving on from there, Quad basically says to them, questioning how she makes her money. Quad says, I'm not keeping up with anybody. This is what God blessed me with. And I don't have to pay bills. And I don't have any children in school. And I don't have all of those responsibilities. It's just me up until this year. Okay, letting y'all know, like, bitch, I got money and it's just me. I absolutely can afford this house, bitch. And you're right. I might fuck with a rich nigga here or there. That's who buys me the trips and all of my nice things. But I bought my house. My house is in my name. I had to do that on my own. But he bought me this bag. He bought me these shoes. He paid for that trip I went on. You know what I'm saying? And bitch, what you want us to be mad? Yes, Quad bragging about herself is annoying, but they still trying to make it seem like she prostituting herself to live her life. And I want to argue with that. I'm sorry. I want to argue with that. Because I feel like they're just capitalizing off the fact that Quad is full of herself, but that don't mean she ain't full of herself for a reason. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not one of those people that dislike people for really feeling themselves. I may not be able to be around you all the time, Quad, with your speeches and shit. I understand not wanting to, nobody want to hear 30-minute speeches about how great you are every time they come by your house, girl. I get that. But essentially, I don't have a problem with the way Quad feels about herself. I think most women should think so highly of themselves. Don't be delusional, but girl, listen, every in your mind, bitch, you should be giving yourself speeches when you standing in the mirror. You ain't got to tell it to everybody else. But you can't be walking around your house with the same conviction that Quad has when she talks about herself. Ain't nothing wrong with it as far as I'm concerned. So her being full of herself, that don't bother me. Dr. Heavenly has gone through a lot this season. She has a lot of childhood trauma that she hasn't dealt with, and she's not in therapy. She talks to her pastor. Jackie says she's not properly grieving. We can tell. Simone says Jackie, Heavenly, and Toya see crying as a weakness. So at what point do we do better because we know better? How you a motherfucking doctor still believing that your body releasing tears from your eyes is a weak thing? And when I say that, I want y'all to understand something. I'm a person that believes you don't need to be crying in front of everybody because everybody should not see your vulnerability because you are not safe with everyone. Do you hear me? Everybody doesn't need to see you cry because your vulnerability is not safe with everybody. So no, you're not supposed to be you're not supposed to be out here crying in front of everybody for everything. But you're supposed to cry. You're supposed to pray and cry, meditate and cry. You're supposed to be in the shower and cry sometimes. You're supposed to lay in your bed and cry. Girl, if you feel like crying while you sitting, in your chair in your house, girl, cry. If you feel like you need to cry. I don't know about y'all, but at this age, if I cry, I usually feel relief after. I usually feel good after. One of the main things I've learned is to feel my feelings and to give myself grace for however I feel because you can't be mad at somebody for how they feel. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you gotta cry, girl. It's okay. You gotta cry. Look, in the shower, girl, you gotta cry. Hey, Jamila. So she need to handle that. Simone says, yeah, all of them think crying is a weakness. Y'all need to do better because y'all know better now. I just like, you fucking doctor, bitch. You know tear ducts are not like tear ducts are not like an emotional thing. Like your emotions are attached to your body. Everybody likes to act like emotions aren't real. They're attached to your body. That's how you know you have to deal with your feelings, because your feelings will literally show water out of your eyes. You feeling stressed, you feeling nervous, you feeling scared, you feeling angry. All of that can have tears coming out of your eyes. You got to let it out. You got to let it out. And you got to stop being antiquated in the way you think about emotions. Everybody has emotions. Stop with the stupid shit. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. All of y'all, oh, all that, sensitive, you all in your emotions. Shut the fuck up. All y'all be in y'all emotions. You think just because your emotion is angry, it's a different emotion? If you don't have emotions, can you please tell me what the fuck you on? Because you on autopilot if you don't have emotions. You're not really here if you don't have emotions. Emotions aren't always sad. Come on, y'all. Can we please stop being regressed? Like, I want everybody to stop being in the 50s. I don't know what that's about, but y'all really be in the 50s with y'all mindset about a lot of things. And it's just really upsetting. All of this new information, but we still holding on to the same old bullshit, even with all this new information. Okay? Um, Josh, sometimes Sade makes me cry too. Andy points out that Heavenly will say, she'll censor herself if it affects her business, but it hasn't. And he says, but it affects your friendships. Essentially, Heavenly don't give a fuck about her friendships. It's not daddy or her kids, so she doesn't care. Like, she feels like those are grown ass women, so she's not responsible for their emotions. That's how she feels. So she is gonna be mean when she feels the need to be. It's just the way she thinks about things. I feel like if you think that there's nothing else for you to know, learn, understand about the world, about yourself, yeah, you might as well just go ahead and check out then, because what you think you're doing here? Everything is a learning, something to learn from. Everything. And I feel like Heavenly keeps getting put in situations where it's trying to teach her a lesson. Heavenly, deal with your feelings. Deal with what's really going on inside of you so that you can be a better version of yourself for everybody around you. Because I can't believe for a second that you are that healthy for your family if you're not healthy for your friends. You may put them on a pedestal in front of people, but in private, are you really that different than you are when you're on YouTube being 100% yourself, saying whatever you want to say? Are you really that different than how you are with your friends? I feel like, Heavenly definitely has some work to do on herself. And she needs to stop bullshitting about it, because it's only hurting her. If you ask me, that whole I'm not gonna cry shit, girl, to me, when people say that, that's like a blockage here. All in this area here, that's a blockage. And you could be talking all of the cash money shit you want to, but if you ain't being honest about how you feeling and dealing with those emotions as a grown ass woman, you're not being the best version of yourself for anybody, and that includes daddy. They asked, where does Heavenly draw the line between the joke and shade? And she says, Andy, that was a very shady question, but she never answers it. They asked if Anila feels that she was too shady when she dressed as movers in costumes, to make fun of Toya. She was like, it was a little shade, but I thought it was funny. I was like, it was funny. Toya says, people are saying I should dress as a burglar next year. And Heavenly says, that would be funny. That's not funny. Toya, let me explain. You're choosing to move over and over again. You're choosing to move. I highly doubt Anila and her family are choosing to have their peace disturbed in their home. I severely doubt that. It's not the same thing, sis. But that was a very, yes, that was a very low vibrational try. Um, they talk about how Quad can give it, but she can't take it. Quad says, "How come I can't?" Heavenly just talked about, cash register by my bed, and she was like, "And you can't take it. You can call my titties long, but I can't say you a hoe." My titties ain't long, bitch. That should be too funny when they start cursing each other out, but they just playing. Anyway, people are questioning Anila, saying her furniture was vlogged. I already talked about that. Anila's parents came to live with her. Her mom was doing too much. The women don't want to be around Anila's mom. Anila acting like she don't understand that. Anila offering to vlog the old shot. Jackie says no. Anila, you have the money and the good insurance. Pay for the old shot. They get to Anila's robbery. She was being catty when she said hashtag accountability. She was. Quad is standing on the fact that Carrie said Toya knew that there was a hit out on Anila. Toya, why is nobody dealing with that? Like, Toya, did you say that to Carrie? I feel like nobody's actually asking that question. Toya, did you say to Carrie that there was a hit out on Anila? Because if you had prior knowledge of it, that's what they said. They said that you had knowledge of the robbery before it took place. That was where the accountability came in. That was where the suspect of it all came in. I don't think Anila and her husband actually thought that they robbed her. I think they thought she might have heard and didn't tell them because they had beef. That's what I'm, surmising, girl. But I do feel like Toya has been an asshole to everybody, so everybody is at her neck, and that includes Anila. Toya says that she also said, "I'm sleeping around on Eugene because his penis is small." I'm like, yeah, that's not a good example, Toya. We all believe that. So if you using that as an example to prove that Quad is a liar, that don't work. Do robbers really tell the neighbors, "We gonna rob your home, girl"? I mean, people have done it. Nexa, can you think about social media, love? Think about the way people get on social media and brag about robberies. It's not as far-fetched as you might think. But I do want to know. I want somebody to answer that question for me. Did Toya tell Carrie that? I'm not rushing to believe Carrie, but I would like to know. Okay. Toya said those things though up out her mouth. I mean, the thing that Toya keeps saying that keeps making me feel away is she keeps saying, and she said it here on stage, that maybe Anila is an asshole, and that's why she got robbed. And I was just kind of like, to say that Anila being an asshole is a reason for her to get robbed is to admit that someone did it out of vengeance. And you seem to have a particular problem with her, you know what I'm saying, that you may want vengeance for, especially when you talked about, maybe I need to dress as a robber because of the Halloween costume of movers. Like, you really taking that moving thing way too deep, bitch. You move every year. That's true. Like, why you that upset about the truth? Or to intimidate Anila to want to move. That's listen. But Toya not denying it is a confirmation for me. And she did know about it and told Carrie. And see, that's what I'm saying, y'all. And Quad said, "I'm standing on it." And I didn't hear Toya really say she didn't know either. I didn't hear her say that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about any of this, y'all. I'm gonna just tell you. Yeah, that's what people saying, that maybe it was to intimidate Anila to move out the neighborhood. I don't know. But on Desperate Housewives, they did shit like that, but that was a scripted TV show. Yes, to make them move. I mean, that does sound more plausible. I'm not even gonna lie, and that made sense for why they were robbed twice. I mean, even Andy was like, "And y'all not moving yet?" And that's another thing I want everybody to understand. A hit does not necessarily mean a murder. It doesn't. Like I've also known a hit to also mean like a target. You know what I'm saying? So a hit doesn't necessarily, and it's not like a mob hit. Like, no, look, what the fuck are y'all talking about? People who put hits out on people are not always in the mob. But like, I think Anila also has a language barrier on some level where she doesn't always use the right words. So yeah, I think it might have been just people not verbally knowing how. Yeah, a lick. A hit is a lick, a come up. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I don't know about everybody else, but I like, naturally understand colloquialisms. So if you say hit, I'm gonna understand it as a robbery, as an intentional set up to get you robbery. Like that's how I'm going to, understand that when it's said in that context. So I don't think anybody feels like they were trying to kill Anila, y'all. I don't think anybody is even saying that. So yeah, I think there's just some misunderstandings in language barriers and things of that. A hit is a mark. Thank you. So there are other people that understand a hit could be several things. We're gonna hit that house tonight. Yeah, they said that on fucking what you call them? Home Alone. Home Alone. Sticky bandits. Okay. Um, Simone wants to argue about what a hit means. Yeah. Heavenly says they heard about Toya's party as well. And this is and this is when Contessa annoys the fuck out of me. Okay, wait. Toya says they just say anything. Andy says that's just as bad as accusing someone of sleeping with a married man. Qua says Carrie said Toya told her a hit was on Anila. So I said she knew about it before it. Like, and I'm not arguing with y'all about that. Okay. Andy asked if Quad thinks the person who robbed Anila was at Toya's house. Contessa says, I was there. Was it me? Contessa says, you want your stuff back? Here, I had it all melted down. And I was just like, Contessa, can you tell me what Anila did to you? I understand Toya being mad, but Contessa, can you please tell me what Anila did to you? See, I think you're going after Anila because Anila and Heavenly are so close now. I think you want Heavenly not to have any friends. I think you want her to not have anybody, around her. And I think Anila's personality, yes, is weak enough for them to go at her because she not like Quad or Jackie, who gonna back your fucking ass up off of them very quickly. Y'all ain't even gonna play with Jackie like that. Jackie sits there most of the time just staring into the abyss because it ain't her turn yet, and y'all ain't about to have her involved in none of this bullshit. Jackie just be sitting there like, I wonder what I'm gonna eat later. No carbs. Maybe that's some fish. Like, I just see her in her mind like completely tapped out. Contessa, why do you have like, I'm gonna just say this, y'all. Somebody stole my cell phone one time, and it was like, I don't know how, it was the worst feeling. It was so like, you know what I'm saying? Like invasive. Somebody coming in my house and stealing from me, y'all. Like that shit doesn't feel good. Not at all. And it stays with you. I don't know how Anila and her family are still staying in that house. Anila was like, we just bought it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was like, when you just get into a house, financially, it's probably not feasible to move that quickly. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of, even if you do have money, it's not smart. So I understand where Neela and her, her family are coming from staying in the house. But Contessa saying that shit, I was just like, damn, Contessa, was that necessary? When Contessa was on live with Toya, Contessa said that Anila had to get permission from Heavenly to go to Toya's party. Now, what the hell Anila do to you? Girl, I'm trying to figure it out. I think she was mad at Anila the same way that the cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta were mad at Phaedra and Portia over her claims. Yeah, but no, that's not the same. That's not the same at all. And to be very clear, I'm going to say it again. Toya keeps saying shit that I feel like incriminates her to some degree. Stop saying she deserved it because she annoyed somebody or because she pissed somebody off. Stop saying that shit because she pissed you off. And you keep saying that she got robbed because she pissed somebody off. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. Like, you can't, but see, that does make sense. Because Contessa is another one that will ignore her own part in something and see herself as a victim. That's what I'm saying. Anila got robbed. Why is everybody acting like Anila did something to somebody? The only thing she did was put it out there that, you know, if we want to argue that, I'll give y'all Anila putting it out there that Toya cheated on her husband. I'll give y'all that. I'll give y'all that. Fine. But I'm not going along with the idea that Anila faked her robbery or that she's completely wrong for questioning Toya under all of the circumstances. I was 100% with Heavenly when Heavenly was like, come on, y'all. Let's not act like there aren't a few things here that would make us question what the fuck is going on with Toya. You knew about it ahead of time? You haven't denied that you knew about it ahead of time based on what I heard on the reunion. You just keep calling Quad a liar, but you're not saying if you said that to Carrie or not. You keep insinuating that Anila deserved to get robbed. You had a party that night. You would have good reason to want to get her out of that neighborhood after she did the moving shit that, you know, really made you upset. Y'all, that's more than one or two things to just at least have us slightly side-eyeing her. So no, I'm sorry. Y'all are not going to convince me that Anila is wrong for having her suspicions in one way or another. Not that Toya and Eugene actually robbed her and have her shit in their house. But just something ain't quite right. Not nearly enough for me to just say, no, I don't suspect you of anything at all. You don't like me, bitch. I don't put anything past anybody. I don't put anything past anybody. Contessa had a grudge with everyone cool with Heavenly. That's what it felt like to me. Heavenly points out that what Contessa said was insensitive. Anila says she never accused anyone. And then Anila says, Carmita attacked me. And then you said there was a hit out on me. And 2 days later, I was robbed. Anila's not wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, okay, y'all can say it because Quad is in her ear as well. I'll take that. But Quad not in my ear. And they need to get Carrie to be able to clarify this situation for us. Because how the fuck you gonna know about it before it happened? And I'm sitting up here, you know, and then you already had Carmita show up and lay hands on Anila. And then Toya gonna say, my house not getting broken into. I'm like, yeah, bitch, even more. Like, she keeps saying shit that's not proving her point. Toya be coming off like she not that smart sometimes when she be in arguments. Anila is not wrong, but that is an accusation. To be clear, like Heavenly said, she didn't call Toya and Eugene's name. Never did she say them specifically. The only thing she did was the hashtag accountability. Quad is the one that vocalized that, you know, she believes that Toya has something to do with it in one way or another. And if we are upset at Anila for not necessarily making an accusation, but thinking it, I think that's stupid. Thank you, I'm Diva Nicole, for the super chat. Toya's real beef with Anila is Anila stunted on her with that house. The moving joke came after Anila said Toya started acting funny towards her. It did. It did. Like Toya talked to Anila so bad last season. It was actually really fucked up. Anila's anger towards Toya is very warranted, if you ask me. I just think that if you aren't going to face her head on the way the other women do, don't squabble with her. But she, you know, she ain't exactly backpedaling and pussy popping neither. You know? Because when Andy asked her, if she believes it or not, she was just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Toya says she doesn't know if Anila is a truth teller at all because she keeps lying. I'm like, what else did she lie about? And so she has a polygraph test. What about her not being the one that said the cheating took place? Why is it that Quai said it was Anila in the confessional, but when we sat here today, I didn't hear Quai put it on Anila that she was the one that said, first that Toya was cheating. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Maybe they edited it out. Carrie must clarify because it doesn't make sense. Quad going so hard for it when Carrie hates her. It's just, oh, wow. I thought Carrie had it in text. Because they really did stop filming with her. Girl, I would have read Toya down. She should have tagged somebody in. Yes, it was. Contessa is next if she doesn't leave Anila alone. Yeah, I feel like Toya was making herself look worse with the things that she was saying. I'm sorry. The polygraph test Anila took. Carrie did say Toya knew and she didn't set her own robbery up. She didn't originate the rumor of Toya cheating either. Simone says they are in a bad place and no one is taking accountability for their friends. Contessa asks, why would Anila go on vacation and hang out with someone who robbed her? Anila says, again, I didn't actively accuse Toya and Eugene of anything. Heavenly said, Quad did. I love Heavenly sometimes, bro. When Heavenly said that shit, I giggled. She was like, Quad did. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, y'all. I feel like they really did try to throw some of this shit on Anila, and Anila was swimming in it. Don't get me wrong. Like, she was taking part, talking, being messy, all of that shit. Anila's polygraph was about setting up the robbery. Right. And she said that she didn't set up the robbery, which I believe. I don't believe that she set up the robbery, y'all. I don't. Her children looked upset in that episode. And I don't think Anila is the type of person to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, put her, they come home with their kids and the house is in disarray. That shit's scary. I don't think she will put her kids through that. I don't think Kieran will put his kids through that for this show. I just don't. These people don't need to check that much. And I also feel like Anila's energy was like, I'm tired of fighting, but I don't know what the fuck happened either. Like, and so that was just basically that. That was basically that. I do feel like Anila has been messy, with everybody else going against Toya. But I can't believe she set that robbery up, not based off what y'all, not based off anything we've seen, y'all. I just can't. They kept saying Carrie said Toya told her there was a hit several times. Toya sat there. She didn't say I never said that. She didn't. She never said she didn't say it. Even when they read the polygraph test, Toya didn't say that, I don't know, y'all. Toya already said she didn't say it, so why I can't repeat it? When did she say that? I feel like she never said she didn't say it. She's called quite a liar. But, whatever. Okay, Toya didn't say that. Okay, fine. Okay. I feel like if you didn't say it, you're not disputing their argument enough for me. They are arguing you down and you arguing them down, but I don't hear you vehemently denying that. So yeah, I don't know what's the thing, me personally. I don't put anything past anybody. And that's just that on that, right? But Anila thought it and had feelings about it. So why would you be out? I think because she thought that it was only a feeling and only a thought. I think sometimes people don't act off things if they really don't want to believe them. I think that Toya and Anila were beefed out, but I don't think Anila really wanted to be beefed out with Toya. I think her feelings were hurt. I think that Anila really did want to be cool with Toya, which is why they had that moment at the cabin, because she really didn't want to fight with Toya. She liked Toya. They hung together. They had a good time. So essentially, I feel like when they were able to be around each other, Anila was probably able to let her guard down and just kind of put that in the back of her mind. But now we're at the reunion show again where we have to bring things up again. And I think that reinforces everybody's feelings about things that happened during the season. Carrie said it on YouTube. Andy never truly presses the mean girls about their stuff like he presses the girls on the receiving end. Toya told Carrie she didn't say it on Twitter, and Carrie challenged her to a lie detector test, and she would take one too. Whoo, girl, I don't know who to believe, child. I don't know who to believe. But with that being said, we're about to get into Real Housewives of Potomac. So can y'all do me a favor, please? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Potomac. Thank God my Real Housewives of Potomac notes are up here on the screen, child, so I ain't got to keep looking at this phone. Okay. Candace is walking away from Giselle and not giving her the confrontation that she wants. She goes to the producer, Eric, and she says, if this is what y'all are trying to do, y'all are trying to find my husband when you already have my Barbie for that, then y'all don't want me on this show. Producer is like, why are you talking to me? I don't have control of what Giselle says. She's like, I don't have control of what you say. And Candace say, listen, all I know is stop playing with me, stop playing with my husband, and keep my fourth wall in. Thank you and good day. Giselle goes back to the rest of the girls and sits down as if nothing happened. Everybody asks what happened, and she's like, oh, she's just having a conversation. I'm going to tell y'all, how is it that when Ashley was asking if Candace was okay, Giselle was answering her, you can hear Candace off camera saying, I'm fine. So do y'all really want us to believe that those women did not hear all of what Candace was saying when she was standing in that hallway? I could literally hear Candace saying, I'm fine. I just need a moment. So, but she was standing there in the same hallway saying, you're not talking about my husband. And you want me to believe that nobody knew about what was talked about? The fourth wall means you're never supposed to talk to the producers. You're never supposed to look at cameramen. You're never supposed to pay attention to production around you. So whenever someone breaks the fourth wall and talks to a production member, they usually cut it out. She said to keep it in. Yeah, I feel like they heard everything that was said. I don't know why everybody acting like they don't know. But anyway, Candace points out that they made excuses for Michael, who has actually done things to people. And I've said that several times that I didn't like the way Giselle and Robyn often excuse Michael's behavior because they both did it. But Giselle now specifically, when it comes to Chris, for Chris to be such a nice guy and you to malign him in this way purposefully, you're doing it on purpose. You know exactly what you're doing, Giselle. You're trying to make a splash on the show. This is what you do every season. You lie, you say something crazy, and then when people try to hold you accountable at the reunion show, Andy cuts it out, edits it out. We never really see it. And then the next season, you're able to do the same thing. It's been no different. I feel like all season. Like, I think last season, she tried to make it seem like Wendy, did something so terrible to her after she's the one that was trying to bring up that rumor about Wendy's husband. Girl. And we're not even going to go back to her doing that, trying to make it seem like Monique's baby wasn't hers and then wasn't her husband's. And then on top of that situation, saying that Chris was aggressive and having security stand next to her at the reunion show in order to make it seem as if Chris was going to attack her. She often maligns people's husbands. She does this often. It is her way of getting at the woman because that's the only thing that works for her. That's why Giselle doesn't have a man. Giselle doesn't have a man because that's the only thing that you can go after her about that will actually hurt her. So Anyway, not today, Satan. Not today, neck. Not today, ankles. We don't have it. I love Candace. Wendy talks to the ladies about going into business with Peter Thomas. Girl, we don't think that's a good idea. First of all, you have too many things on your plate as it is. Giving $300,000 to Peter Thomas, who is often in litigation with people, maybe not. Maybe not and say we did. Wendy is adding more to her plate and her husband isn't happy about it. Giselle comes in with Mia and says that she actually likes Mia. So she, wants to have a conversation with her about her delivery the other day. Robyn suggests they go and talk alone. When they go into another room, Ashley says they all think that Mia's cancer story is a little fishy. Wendy says that, she doesn't, want to go at her like that. She wants to give Mia the benefit of the doubt because her friend passed away from cancer recently. So I feel like if my friend just passed away from cancer recently, and I do think somebody is a liar, but I don't want to be the type of person to, call them to task for something that don't have nothing to do with me when they might not be lying, even if I do think they are. I'm not going to do it publicly. I'm not going to come at them and say that shit to their face like that. Everybody's so, mad at Wendy for secretly or, on a real level believing, yes, that she probably is lying. We know she's lying, but not wanting to publicly say it or make me feel a way about it. You can call that fake. I call that protecting my peace. I don't need to argue with you about something that, we going to find out eventually or not. And I damn sure don't need to make myself look like an asshole to make you feel bad about something that I don't know for a fact is a lie or not. I don't think there was anything wrong with the way that Wendy handled the situation. I'm going to be honest. That hot mic is the only thing that got her caught up. And I feel like essentially Robyn was trying to make an argument and that wasn't true. The shit that Robyn was saying was not true. Robyn said that Wendy came up to them and was like, what did they say? Like her energy was like angry or accusatory. Wendy literally came over and she was like, wait, so what's going on? Because she wasn't there when Giselle first said to Wendy that you're, oh, is this what cancer looks like? And we think you're lying. Like the way everybody said the way Giselle went at her was wrong. Robyn, you came right behind Giselle and had a lot of energy in order to point out that everybody was questioning whether she was telling the truth or not. You were backing up Giselle's energy. Because if you weren't backing up her energy, if you did feel like her delivery was wrong as you told her in private, why did you back her up in front of everybody and point out that everybody felt the way? Everybody felt the way. You didn't have to do that if you felt like her delivery was fucked up. But you co-signed. So when Wendy came up and asked Mia, wait, was it Giselle or did Robyn say it too? She didn't even say their names, but she was just saying, wait, did they both say it or was it just Giselle? That's what she said. It wasn't accusatory. It was just trying to find out what happened, what was said. So for Robyn today to act like, you were, saying that we were wrong when you felt the same way we did. It's like, no. I may think she's lying. I'm not going to handle it the way you did, bitch. I'm not. I don't feel that strongly about it. I don't feel like I need to walk up to her and say to her, I feel like you're lying. I don't need to do that. And the pointing of the finger, it wasn't none of that. Like Robyn's energy, like, do you need to get laid? Like, what is going on? Isn't weed legal in your area? Please partake. Do something. Because your energy is definitely given. Next time you come take, bitch, please rub one out because your energy is real aggressive for no reason. Wendy says we don't have the same sentiment. You called her a liar and the energy y'all met her with was a lot different than the energy that I met her with. She tells her to stand in her truth, which means, and for a lot of y'all who don't understand what stand 10 toes down means, it does not mean get out of your seat and stand up. That's not what that means. It means that if that's how you feel, stop looking for other people to validate your shit. Stand in how you feel. Stop looking for other people to come and validate how you feel about Mia. Because grown-ass women don't need that. Ashley has already said that she, questioned it. Karen has already said that she questioned it. Giselle, why do you need to pull Wendy into it like she has the same comment, the same energy about it that you do when it's obvious that she doesn't? And then you stood up and started walking towards her, just real upset. I was just like, what is happening? And Wendy was just like, girl, sit the fuck down. Okay? Because whatever your little upbringing was, it ain't got nothing on me. So please sit down. Robyn thinks that she can bully people all the time because she played fucking volleyball in high school or something. Like your ass can't get punched in the face. Robyn was doing way too much. And she's done that several times. And I'm going to tell y'all going to be mad, but this show is colorist as fuck. You want me to explain? Let me explain. Everybody has said something about Juan and Robyn's relationship. Everybody. Yet, y'all can continue to work on relationships with lying-ass Mia. You can continue to work on relationships with messy-ass Ashley that digs up your finances. And you can continue to be behind Giselle even when she is wrong as hell. But when it comes down to Wendy, y'all are trying to ice her out. You're not wanting her, Robyn, at family day, your kids. In real life, you are absolutely entitled to not want to have people at your house you don't fuck with. But on this show, I think it's fucked up to ice Wendy out because you got checked last season about constantly trying to feign ignorance and bark on behalf of your unrequited love, Giselle. Because that's what you did. In that scene, when Wendy was made aware of what they were saying about Eddie, and Robyn was like, but wait, what happened? But wait, what happened? Wait, what? What was going on? Girl, ask your friend. I'm not asking my friend. I'm asking you. Y'all don't remember that? And then she read her down about the marriage that's never going to happen, which is why the whole conversation about a prenup is laughable. Get married, Robyn and Juan. Do that first. Then we'll care about y'all relationship or take it seriously. I don't take Robyn and Juan's relationship seriously. Not at all. I think it's for the show. I think it's for play. I think Robyn is unhappy, but she's in a situation that's easy to stay in because that's where she's been. It's easier to stay in that relationship than to try to do anything better than that. But the way y'all try to ice people out when you don't like them anymore, it comes off like you can keep arguing back and forth with the light-skinned girls. It's okay. We can argue with Ashley and Mia and Giselle and Karen all day. But we're going to try to get Wendy off the show. We're going to ice her out. We're not going to have her at tapings. Giselle is going to act all like this when Wendy comes to speak to her. And Robyn, I think you intentionally did it in front of everybody to hurt her feelings. Because you could have texted everybody and just didn't text her. And she just would have found out on her own that she wasn't invited. But you were trying to hurt her feelings because you knew not inviting her kids would hurt her. You knew she probably wouldn't give a fuck or might be too busy to show up to any other event that you might have. But when it comes down to, something for the kids, she might have tried to work that out so her children could come and be a part. Robyn, I know you don't care, and that's great, but girl, I don't care about you either. Because I think she's mean. I think she's mean for no reason. And I feel like it is the colorist thing. I think that people think that being colorist means that you treat everybody darker than you like shit, when really it just makes you give lighter complected people preferential treatment. Okay. So if I don't like Ashley, I'm going to keep her around and not make a big fuss about her being around. I might get in her face, I might curse her out, but I'm not going to disinvite her to events so she can't get her check on this show. That's too much. For them to instantly go to that with Wendy, I feel like that's where the colorism thing comes in, where y'all are trying to get people fired. Y'all are trying to get people's checks taken away from them by basically dropping your nuts and saying that, well, we won't film with her. She can stay, but we won't film with her. And after we decide, after we're not filming with her for a whole season, we'll see if she stays on the show. We'll see. But see, the thing about that, which y'all didn't, which y'all never think about, is the fact that everybody doesn't handle things the way y'all do. So y'all so happy to have, light bright Mia in the clique, right? This is why Giselle actually apologized to Mia for what she said to her, because otherwise, why would she ever apologize? Giselle never apologizes for anything. Why would she apologize? She apologized because she wants to keep Mia there, because she knows she's about to fight with Wendy and Candace. We're separating. We're showing y'all who matters to us, who we're cool with, and who we want to get fired because we really don't like them. And I feel like another thing about it is, if we're going to look at Monique and what she did is aggressive and all of that, I need for y'all to also feel like Robyn is constantly aggressive as well. Because Robyn and Monique got into it. Remember when Monique put the umbrella up against Robyn's neck? Robyn walked up on her. That's not the first time. Robyn really thinks that she's like a jock on the inside. So she thinks she can keep, trying to physically bully people by walking up on them. I'm not feeling it. Yeah, I know. Me too. Candace and Monique beefing out was very painful for me as well. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't want it to happen. And especially because I felt like they were allowing, the Green Eye Bandits to manipulate them both. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that it worked with Monique. Monique decided not to come back to the show. But what I'm saying is their intention was still the same. Don't film with that person, ice them out. Okay? That's still the goal. So anyway, y'all, Wendy and her hot mic. I told y'all I don't care. Everybody Wendy was being fake. No, Robyn was trying to act as if Wendy said something that she did not say. Yeah, I think she's a liar, but I don't feel how you feel about it, that I'm about to go and attack the girl in front of everybody about it. No, I don't feel that way. So I don't care about her saying on a hot mic, thinking that she was done, that, they all know Mia's lying, especially once we see that Mia loves to lie. Mia very much likes to lie. So anyway, Candace has to give herself egg retrieval injections, and she was doing it alone. Candace says she got too comfortable with Giselle motherfucking Bryant, and she looked like she was about to cry about it. And I was like, so we told you, right? We were like screaming it, right? Like we were literally like, Candace, I know you're mad at Monique, but Giselle is not your friend. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Sorry. Okay. So Karen and Ray go get their nails done. Ray, you get manicure. Like, girl, stop. Leave this man alone. Karen couldn't go to Ashley's TikTok because she had a fever. Her national treasure, Ray, was at home. She couldn't get him sick, but she did not have COVID. Okay. And she asked if Ray is insecure about men finding her attractive. And he was just like, I mean, a man always feels a little insecure about, other men finding his wife attractive. But you've always been attracted to other men and other men have been attracted to you. And she was like, well, you always said I can have eye candy. And he was like, yeah, as long as it stays candy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Ray, I don't know what the conversation y'all are having right now, but if there's a rumor that Karen is cheating later on this season, I'm gonna just tell y'all what I think. Can I tell y'all what I think? I think Karen is a good 17? She's 17 years younger than Ray. Ray is now close to 80. Karen is in her 50s. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, right? She's 60? Like, what's Karen in the 60s? Is Karen in the 60s? I know Ray is in his like mid to late 70s though. Close, like he's closing in on 80. And if he's closing in on 80, then she a little bit below him, 60s, whatever. But you can tell there's a difference in the youthfulness here. She's 50. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. She's still in her 50s. 59, and he's 17 years older than her. So his ass is, his ass is old. I think that, yeah, they have a Nene Greg agreement going on. Absolutely. Yeah, 78. That Karen is not ready to be done fucking. Karen is not ready to be done fucking. Ray may not be done, but he's not as ready for it as Karen needs him to be. Doesn't mean she's not attracted to her husband. Doesn't mean she doesn't love her husband. It just means that the height of the attraction was in the first 20 years. So I personally feel like this is an agreement. Ray still wants his wife. He still wants her to take care of him. He still wants them to have the little, Mr. Nasty time that they do have. He doesn't want to not be with her. But he also knows that he can't keep up with her neither. So I feel like this is an agreement that they have. Like, I think that it's easier for people once they're around this age to not give a fuck about any of that. Like, so when you say it stays candy, what that it means is that it's not that it's just eye candy. It means it better stay in its category. You know what I'm saying? It better stay in its category is what I think he means. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Ashley and her brother Zach go look at a house. Her realtor also works for Michael, and he doesn't want to pay cash for the house because of refinancing and, all of that type of stuff. That's a possibility with a mortgage, which I think is probably smarter. Michael told her it would be in her best interest to get the house before they divorce because it looks better for the loan, I guess, if they're married. Well, when she got to this house, she found out that wasn't true. She found out that the realtor actually was able to do everything very easily with Ashley's lender. And Ashley is now wondering how she may be being manipulated by Michael into believing that she needs him more than she actually does. And that's what I was worried. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, Ashley, when she said she can't afford that house on her own, I was like, really? Like, I didn't believe that. And that's what made me feel like, I don't know why Juke is down there barking. Anyway, but yeah, that's what made me believe that Michael actually is working us. You think so? You think she's bullshitting about it all? And y'all think she's just gonna stay married to Michael and she's just doing all of this for a storyline? She may be. Ashley knows Michael is so mad. I'm mad she is acting surprised. Like, I'm about to say, I don't think Ashley really wants to stay with Michael after this last cheatation. But, we'll see. It's something Ashley isn't saying because she's literally letting Michael call all the shots. I honestly think a lot of women, when they're going through a divorce, they want to be nice about it until the man starts acting vindictive. And then they gotta start protecting themselves a little bit better. I think that Ashley is trying to tread lightly because she doesn't want to go there with Michael. That's what it seems like to me. But y'all think that Ashley is playing in our faces. I don't know what she could be playing in our faces about, because I honestly don't care whether Ashley stays married to Michael or not. I think it would be good. It would be better for her image if she wasn't. I think it probably would be better for her overall life, child, if she wasn't. But if she wants to keep getting cheated on, because she acts upset every time a cheatation comes out. She don't act like it's shit that she be cool with. So I just kind of feel like, I don't know, Ashley, you seem like you're over it and you want to let go of it, but you scared how he gonna, Michael get other women with money. The fuck? Michael look like he pays. Okay, like he leave a little money on the nightstand. Okay. But anyway, she cries on her brother's shoulder about making a mistake. And she was crying. I didn't know whether to believe that moment or not. I'm going to just tell y'all the truth. But I've never seen Ashley kind of like get emotional like that. So that's why I feel like maybe she really is thinking about divorcing him, because people do really go back and forth in real life, y'all. In real life, people really do go back and forth. They do want a divorce, and then, it's hard because they do still love the person on some at some point. That's what happens when you take an adulthood shortcuts through men. Huh. Mm-hmm. So y'all, Robyn and Juan have bounced back into this beautiful new house. Her mom is asking if they are going to get married again. She sent her like that old picture of when Robyn and Juan first got married. And Robyn, asked Juan about this prenup situation. He was kind of laughing it off, almost like, girl, if you don't get out of my face with this, like, oh, now you got a little dollar. And after you used all my money up, had the friends steal our money. Now you want to get a prenup? Really? Now you want to get a prenup? I personally feel like they're not going to get married. I don't. But Robyn's house was beautiful. But I also believe that the way Juan continues to play Robyn dust on camera, it's like, girl, why you keep like playing yourself like this? Every time you try to have a conversation about your relationship with that man on camera, he plays you dust. The only time he professes any type of love for you or wanting to be with you is when y'all are having some end of the season party or something like that. And, he wants to act like he really wants to be with you for the sake of the show because he knows that check is helping y'all household. Yeah, he just gets up and walks away from her. Like, and then she's just standing there, sitting there looking stupid. And I'm just like, Robyn, he doesn't want to be with you. Like, that. He's only there for the kids. He's not good at pretending for you on camera. I wish they would stop. Like, they're full of shit. They're full of shit. And I just want them to stop. Wendy goes to the doctor about her hair loss. She talks to the doctor about, what she can use and how it'll make her grow hair in other places she doesn't want it, but there's always laser hair removal for that. So hopefully Wendy gets all of her hair back, because that is not the vibe. Okay, these damn children take everything from you. Mia meets with Robyn. She asked her to clarify the timeline of her post. Can I just say this? Robyn really be in people business a lot. Like, I understand being confused, but when she says, so if you post something on social media, do you have to give an update every time you go to the doctor? I'm like, why do you think that that's feasible? Just because somebody shares a portion of their life on social media doesn't mean they owe anybody a fucking explanation. Robyn, what are you even talking about? Like, the way Robyn was questioning Mia was annoying to me, even though I know we don't believe Mia. It just kind of felt like, even if Mia was telling the truth, you're asking questions that are none of your fucking business. Like when Mia said, I have a lump on my ass, and it's an autoimmune. Like, I was just kind of like, exactly, like, do you want to see it, bitch? Because you really all up in her business like you want her to show you a fucking doctor's receipt. It's weird. And this is not the first time that Robyn has done that. Very Karen-like. Yes, just very invasive and entitled. It's very obnoxious, to tell you the truth. If I was Mia, I'd be like, honestly, Robyn, like, I don't mind, sharing what I'm going through with you, but your tone is accusatory and I don't owe you shit. I don't owe you an explanation about a motherfucking thing. If you don't have to explain what's going on with you and wine, I don't have to explain what's going on with all these lumps in my body. And I'm gonna tell y'all that I don't believe that Mia has cancer, but I do believe Mia had a cancer scare. I do. I still believe that. I believe Mia, those lumps all over Mia's body is something else. And there are a lot of times when doctors will, diagnose you wrong because they're seeing a lot of something and they're not sure what it is exactly at that time. And so they have to keep doing more tests. Also, why did she have to explain how things get biopsied to you? But you still have to get them removed? Yes, Robyn, because when people are testing things, they might cut a piece of it off instead of taking the whole thing out because they don't know how it's going to harm the person if they haven't done the testing on it yet. So that is why sometimes they will take a piece off of a growth to find out what it is before they remove it. Sometimes, not all the time, it depends. But it was just very no doctor would say the word conclusive but they will tell you to go to a oncologist though. That's what I mean. Like when she talked about what she went through in the first post that I read on the internet, it sounded exactly like what I went through. I was told to call an oncologist before I knew what was going on with me. I had to go and get more testing before I found out what was going on with me. So that is why I feel like she may have milked it a bit. I think sometimes Mia has real situations and she, out of her weird, traumatic upbringing, I need attention, like whatever the fuck Mia has been through in her childhood, y'all know Mia hasn't got a lot of attention. So I feel like Mia will absolutely lie and also use real moments to invoke sympathy out of people. Put 20 on 10, if you will. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe happened. But I do think she had a moment of wondering if she did have cancer because of how, whatever was going on with her body. Unfortunately, all those surgeries. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that the issues that she's probably having are issues from all of the surgeries that she's had. Because y'all know she probably gets a lot of surgery. She's probably had a BBL. I think she admitted it, right? She's had all kinds of surgery. She's had several surgeries. So it absolutely can cause issues in her body that can have them having to test several different lumps in her body to make sure they're not cancer. Because you can test one and that one comes back fine, but then we found another lump. We got to test that one. So it's very much something that probably happened, but that she milked on social media to invoke sympathy because she likes attention, because she was lacking it as a child. That's basically what I believe is going on with Mia. So if you want to be angry with her about that, fine. But I feel like we don't have to argue the cancer point, because Mia then sits there and tells us that she had a moment with Chris as well. Once Robyn, gets off her cancer situation, she starts to talk about what happened with Giselle and Candace, and says that, hey, basically what happened was that Giselle felt away about being in a closed room with Chris. Something along those lines. And then she said she had a situation herself with him. He was staring at her while she was on the dance floor at the spring fling. They played the video back. The man wasn't even looking in her direction. I think they chose that to show just how much she lies. That man was looking in the opposite direction, and you were making a lot of noise as if you wanted him to look at you, and he was not. That's what it looked like to me. And Robyn was like, I don't want to go there. And I think that on some level, even though Robyn is a Karen, I think that Robyn doesn't want to get caught up and saying a man made her feel uncomfortable if he in fact did not. I don't think she actually wants to get involved in anything like that. I don't. But I think Candace and Robyn get along good enough. I do. But I don't trust Robyn. So I often question her friendship with Candace, because how can you continue your friendship with Giselle with the way that she acts with people, the way she does people who you say you care about? It doesn't make sense to me. So that's why essentially I feel like Robyn's relationship with Candace is probably more so to make people feel like she's not colorist and she's not as fucked up as she really is. But if Candace were to go after Robyn in some capacity, I would like to see if she would then try to shun her and get her kicked off the show too. Just wondering. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you're just following the leader. Because we believe that too. So Karen and Giselle. Karen says, I'm trying a new pact with Giselle, but I don't trust her ass. Okay. Giselle says that Karen is crazy, but she loves me, and I love how she loves me. You want to talk about somebody full of themselves. Giselle shows her Ashley's choreography from the little TikTok class. They discussed what Mia and Ashley told her about Candace and her getting into it. And hold on, wait. My nose got fucked up. But anyway, she tells Mia about what happened with Candace, about what Ashley said about Chris, and then about how she felt about Chris. Now, at first, Giselle was going off of what she heard about, Karen was going off of what she heard from Mia and Candace, I believe, about the situation. I'm not exactly sure who Karen heard it from. But I do feel like Karen wanted to be on the side of the woman. And so she heard Giselle out and assumed that Chris owed Giselle an apology because Giselle felt uncomfortable. I do believe on some level she did feel uncomfortable. I do. But once again, a moment that may have been fleeting that you are now blowing out of proportion and tagging it on to someone's intentions. If you felt uncomfortable in a room with him, I understand that. You're entitled to feel that way. You're not entitled to call him a sneaky link and insinuate that he was trying to fuck you in said room. That's what you're not entitled to do, Giselle. And so once Karen heard what she said, Karen was like, okay, so it's something like that happened to me with one of the husbands on the show. He hugged me so tight, I felt like my breasts were going to go into my back. And she doesn't want to say who it was, okay? But somebody made her feel uncomfortable physically by touching her. And she doesn't want to bring it up, but based on what Giselle said, she said, this is in your mind. This is just your feelings. This is not what actually happened. Okay. And then Karen says that she could have said it without the cameras, without the group. Giselle says that she didn't bring it to the group. Robyn did. Karen says that their friendship is cracked and everybody knows it. Giselle says that she's looking for an apology from Chris because she felt it was wrong in her gut. Man, you want to talk about a piece of shit? Oh my God. Like, talking about it was wrong, you felt it in your gut. You're insinuating your gut was telling you that Chris was going to come on to you? Oh, Lord. Anyway, meanwhile, Candace and Chris go out to eat. She's not responding fast enough to the egg retrieval process. She doesn't feel good that she's not succeeding at this first step towards her motherhood. I felt bad for her. The stuff with Giselle is definitely stressing her out. And I feel like Candace shouldn't allow it to. I don't know what she needs to do. Nam yo horen gekyo. Okay, nam yo horen gekyo, nam yo horen gekyo. Nam yo horen gekyo, nam yo horen gekyo. Okay, listen. Nam yo horen gekyo, nam yo horen gekyo, nam yo horen gekyo. Like you need to get your shit together, Candace. Because there is no way you should be taking what Giselle says or does home with you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't take Giselle and her bullshit home with you, Candace. I'm upset that she's upset you to that level. Chris says at first he was angry. He was always looking to make people feel comfortable. So for her to say this is just very hurtful to him. He says very upsetting. The word usage was upsetting. He says when he went to her room, he told her to open the door because he doesn't need any rumors. And she said, neither do I. He says that she's the one mentioning his brown penis all the time. Robyn showed up to talk to them, and they were just kind of looking at her like they didn't know if they wanted to really hug her or not. And she was like, come on, y'all. We not going to be like that, y'all. Come on now. I'm like, girl, go to hell. You always back up all the other bullshit that Giselle says and does. Why would this time be any different? I think that's what Candace and Chris were thinking. So they nervously hug her, and then she starts to, so this all started from the situation with Ashley, girl, reporting live, Robyn telling the story. Robyn says, let's start at the top with Ashley and the Instagram story. It was an Instagram story, Ashley. Cut it the fuck out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think that Ashley and Giselle talked about maligning Chris before the season started. I think that Ashley may have changed her mind once her friendship with Candace kind of, sparked back up. But I believe that she has more loyalty to Giselle. So she's going to go along with whatever Giselle wants her to do. Like, that's, to me, on some level, that's what it felt like. Because you knew that wasn't no fucking DM at 3:00 in the morning like he was trying to fuck you. You knew that's not what that was. People get DMs as replies from their stories all the time. All the time. And they know how social media works, especially when you have a lot of people in your DMs. You don't even see half them DMs when you have that many people in your DMs. And I got a lot of people in mine. So I know Ashley got a lot of people in hers responding to her stories. So yeah, I feel like Ashley is on bullshit and was trying to have a moment there, but decided to not take it there because she doesn't want to fight with Candace. I don't think she wants to fight with Candace to that degree this season. Y'all, Drew is still barking. Robyn says that Giselle brought up how she felt on the car home after the reunion. So I definitely believe Giselle felt that way. And it has me wondering if Giselle felt that way because something has happened to Giselle, or is Giselle just full of herself and thinks that somebody wants her because she has light skin and light eyes. But Robyn doesn't feel like it was a big deal. And she said it to her then. Candace says that Giselle is dead to her until she completely takes it back. And I don't think that Giselle will, based on the fact that she thinks she's deserving of an apology from Chris. I do too, but Stewie has already said she and Candace fall out all over again. Chris was trying to get Ashley to come to that lounge bar where he works at, which was obviously about business. Ashley was hoping she could hop off the train once Candace didn't react, but Giselle said, hold my beer. Oh, God. Not hold my beer. Giselle definitely thinks the world is yearning for her. She shouldn't. Your personality is really unattractive. You being beautiful at this point doesn't really matter. Ashley, oh yeah, I read that one. Giselle is obsessed with husbands. Like Queen Burl is obsessed with tuxedo. Ashley be on TikTok too much to not know how social media works. Exactly. All of this is why I skipped the show and listened to the review. Stephanie, girl, we understand. How Giselle want Chris to apologize when she invited him in the room because she thought her glam team was in there? How was that Chris's fault? I have no clue, child. She was mad because he said she liked chocolate. She was mad because he said he liked chocolate women. Ooh, I do remember him saying that, and everybody got upset. And I was like, his wife is chocolate, like his wife is that skin tone. He should say his type is his wife. That's what makes sense. I'm gonna need for any husband to say their wife is their type. Thank you. It's the church lady upbringing. In the church, any woman being alone with a married man automatically gets you shunned. So I get her being upset about the optics. Then don't go to your room with him. Have a conversation in the hallway if you feel that strongly about it. But I understand what you mean about her coming up in the church, but I also feel like that's bullshit because, a lot of people was alone with your husband and they meant to be. It wasn't against their will. I just don't understand why Chris would DM Ashley knowing their history. He should step off that gas and not stay in contact with Ashley. I feel like now he knows better. I've said before, I didn't like the way that Chris likes to remain friends and cool with people that are low-key praying for his wife's downfall. I've mentioned that in previous seasons that I felt like I didn't like that he did that. And I feel like if Candace don't like somebody, you don't like somebody. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about any of this other bullshit. If I don't like somebody, you don't like somebody. But I feel like at that point, Candace and Ashley were in a good place. So it was different. But I do feel like Chris not being black might slightly be why he, doesn't have that same energy around, the people that have issues with his wife. I just want to be cool with everybody. You don't take it as personal as you should when, a white man calls you white trash and, tries to make it seem as if your wife is some out of control animal. So yeah, you did, Monty, at that dinner last season. Chris does too much to me. He does. He doesn't often see Candace's side of things, and I don't like that. But that's how that's how it be sometimes. Chris has to learn who are we mad at, babe. And I'm gonna tell you partially what I think that is. Partially, racism affects people no matter how they like it. Even if they are not racist, it affects how they see people because of the system in which we live in. We all live in it. So, on some level, I feel like Chris understands Candace to be aggressive, argumentative, and problematic. He loves her, but he understands her to be that way. And so he also low-key has his white allegiance. White people act like they don't know what I'm talking about when I say this, but everybody has to agree with the system in order for the system to keep going. So on some level, you feel a kinship with other white people. And so you don't see them as the adversary, you should see them as. And then you couple that with feeling that Candace can sometimes be like a child or out of control of herself. He feels like she's to be reprimanded. She needs to change how she's reacting to what people are doing to her. And that kind of is a lot like how racism works in this country. People always want Black people to change how we respond to being gaslit, to the microaggressions, to the things that people say and do to us. So that's, I'm kind of feeling, it's a underlying low-key thing that he may not even recognize. But I feel like this is when you need to stop. And it's another thing. This is another thing on top of it. Stop using other people to exact revenge on your wife because you be aggravated with her and you want to get with her, but you don't want to have to deal with the consequences of getting with her. So instead, you kind of, still be cool with, don't see the real issue with the way people come at and talk to Candace. You know what I'm saying? But you need Candace to shift and move and be different. That dinner scene last season, absolutely, to me, was a representation of how Chris, I think, sees Candace as problematic in a lot of these situations and gives other people, Michael, Ashley, Giselle, Robyn, the benefit of the doubt. In fact, making himself no different than the other people on this cast that do the same thing. And so now that they're using it against you, now you're going to unfollow everybody. But if you would have understood from jump that your wife had every right to feel how she felt about those people, you should have been more angry on her behalf, and you shouldn't have been fucking with them off general purposes. My wife can decide whether she want to fuck with y'all or not, but the way y'all treat her, the way y'all handle her, the way y'all talk to her, I don't fucking like y'all. That's really the energy that Chris should have had. But he doesn't. And yes, the misogynistic shit works the same because it's not massaging wire because he not Black. Because isn't massaging wire what happens with the Black man? Child, I don't know, because the noir part is the Black part. But child, whatever. Anyway, I feel like essentially it's the misogyny too. constantly giving Michael all of those, passes and moments to make up and shit. But constantly seeing Candace as the person that's aggressive in the moment. Child, it's a mess. Because racism is a system of prejudices and microaggressions is the main contribution. Yes. Oh, thank you. I'm glad y'all be feeling me when I try to dive a little deeper, because people like to stay on the surface of things, but I like to, really try to pull the floorboards up on some shit. There's more of a rush to believe that they can't or won't be wrong, and takes longer to believe that they are in the wrong when the same grace is not granted to Candace. Yeah. And honestly, I feel like it's the reason why Candace is such a, like goes at people. Oh my, is a hatred for Black women. Okay, thank you. Thank you for straightening me out on that. But you were saying it works the same way. So yeah. And essentially that's what, that's what this is, child. I ain't gonna argue with you there. But yeah, I honestly, when I'm looking at this whole situation with Candace and her husband, not to speak badly on their marriage or anything, I know, I thought it was hatred of Black women by Black men, though. That's what I thought. I thought it was like the misogyny in the Black community, which is, kind of funny because, different from white misogyny and its overall, looming thing. But, y'all know what I mean. But yeah, I get what y'all are saying. Anti-Black woman. Got you. Also, Chris needs to stop talking about his wife. That's another thing. Why were you talking about Candace with Giselle? To me, Chris, essentially, you put yourself in this situation for them to play you, because you were doing way too much to be nice to them and not defend Candace, not be behind Candace, not with your arm, holding Candace up in spite of anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know if they should have kids. Chris does seem to be a people pleaser too. But I feel like you need to be a little bit more of a people pleaser with your fucking wife. Okay? Stop handling people who don't mean you any well better than you handle your own wife. Giving them the benefit of the doubt, but not your wife. And that had happened time and time again before we got to this moment. Now she got to protect him. If that ain't a fucking word. I mean, listen, it's a conversation, y'all, because Chris himself, as a fellow member of this system, has the colorism shade effect. Everyone that's lighter who attacks Candace has to submit to them in a way. She has to submit to them in a way. It does feel that way. Listen, I don't think Chris dislikes Candace. I think he tries to seem like a friend to all, because when they are in their own space and not filming this show, they seem perfectly fine. Okay. I'm not saying that Chris doesn't like her. I want to be clear. I said that. I feel like Chris loves his wife. But they have interactions with each other that absolutely makes me feel like when people do and say things to Candace, he kind of runs to see her as the one that needs to fix it, or she needs to correct her behavior versus other people and how they're coming at her. And that, and it happens sometimes, especially when men are in marriages with women who have strong personalities. I used to have to, take racism and all of that out of it. I used to have to tell Lyric that all the time. Stop taking other people's perspective against me like I'm not your fucking wife. Stop doing that to me. And honestly, I felt like it was passive aggressive. Nigga, do you want to fight and you just can't fight with me? So you gonna wait until me and my mama get into an argument for you to want to, Brittany, you wrong me? I'm just saying, y'all, I recognize it slightly. I mean, he don't do it no more, child, but I had to curse him out a few times behind it over the years. Stop fucking taking up other people's swords with me. Especially like just in conversations, like even in conversations, sometimes it's like, yeah, nigga, I see their side, but this is me right here. Okay, be on my side, thanks. Try to empathize with me, okay? But Anyway, y'all, let me go because Juvie has been down there barking for child, I don't know what, 45 minutes now, and it's literally making my nerves bad. Um, oh girl, who was confused about what the allergy meant? Who was confused about that? By the way you explain things helps me understand in so many levels. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm starting to get, better at breaking things down sometimes because I realize that things that I understand other people don't. So I have to break it down for y'all sometimes so y'all can, hear where I'm coming from with it. I've had to tell my husband the same. You took vows to hold me down, not the dang devil's advocate. Right. Always gonna be the devil's advocate. I'll say she got mad that fast. It happened before. I had the same type of conversation with my husband. We were dating. Stop playing devil's advocate for them and hear what I'm saying, right? Chris needs acceptance. I feel like that's why every time Candace is seen as the wrong one, he's ready to check his wife because it's moving too fast. Because he had already done all he could to please others, right? You are not wrong in your assessment. Again, Eddie doesn't do that with Wendy. I love you. This is the first live I've called. Have a lovely day. You too, love. I appreciate you. I think Chris knows that when Candace gets upset like she does, it just fuels their energy. If she would pay them dust, then they would look foolish and not hurt. I understand that, but there are moments when he makes her out to seem as if she's the wrong party when she's not. And that dinner scene from last season was a perfect example of that. I feel like Candace was just sitting there eating her food and Ashley was going at her, if I recall correctly. Anyway, y'all, Candace has taken care of Chris every season. It's about time he shows some loyalty, grace, and love to his wife. He needs to check himself. And that's another thing, y'all. I do see, I feel, I see that about Candace. As much as they talk shit about Candace is being superwoman. Do you hear me? Candace is in there cooking, cleaning the kitchen, singing music, performing on a reality show, doing egg retrieval. Like, she's doing a lot. I don't know if they should have kids right now though. Sometimes things happen for the best. I have to tell my kids that as well. When I'm done, everybody that comes in me or out me is done. What? Oh, okay, got you. Okay. Candace and Chris gotta be united like Sailor Moon and Tuxedo. They do. They have to be united. Candace is in college too. I forgot about that. Yep, that dinner and that awkward music video scene. Yes, they were doing the most against Candace last season. It came with the Sailor Moon reference. Anyway, y'all, let me go. I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure y'all share the video with your people. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later.